I learned something very important as governor. For most American families, there is nothing more important than a job. Internationally, we will lead the world in a way that speaks to preeminence. And let us not forget that we are a nation at war. This came home to me as I spoke to the VFW convention recently in the state of New Hampshire. There joined by my good friend Paul Chevalier, a former Marine. And there we looked at America's greatest generation, all of whom were there in their outfits and the ribbons that they had earned during a time of conflict. I saw in their eyes stories about which you could make great movies. I saw America's greatest generation. They lived through the Depression, they lived through World War II and beyond, and they delivered to this country in ways that protected and preserved our liberty and freedom. And I'm here to tell you, we have another of America's greatest generations coming up, and they are ready to rebuild America just like earlier generations. We're at war, ladies and gentlemen, and we must manage the end of these conflicts without repeating past mistakes that made our engagement longer and our sacrifices greater than they should have been. It's not that we wish to disengage from the world, don't get me wrong, but rather that we believe the best long-term national security strategy is rebuilding our core here at home. Now let me say something about civility. For the sake of the younger generation, it concerns me that civility, humanity, and respect are sometimes lost in our interactions as Americans. Our political debates today are corrosive and not reflective of the belief that Abe Lincoln espoused back in his day, that we are a great country because we're a good country. You know what I mean when I say that. We will conduct this campaign on the high road. I don't think you need to run down someone's reputation in order to run for the office of president. Of course we'll have our disagreements. That's what campaigns are all about. But I want you to know that I respect my fellow Republican candidates. And I respect the President of the United States. He and I have a difference of opinion on how to help a country we both love. But the question each of us wants the voters to answer is who will be the better president, not who's the better American. Now, behind me is our most famous symbol of the promise of America. President Reagan launched the 1980 general election campaign from this very spot. It was a time of trouble, worry, and difficulty, and he assured us that we could make America great again, and through his leadership, he did. Today, I stand in his shadow, as well as the shadow of this magnificent monument to our liberty. For 125 years, through triumphs and hardships of all kinds, her lamp has been a beacon reflecting America's highest aspirations and values. America's promises have been kept. And each generation in their turn has worked very hard to keep her lit. Now, it's our turn. Our challenges are many, and they are urgent, but our problems are no bigger than our opportunities, and they're not insurmountable for a people who've always used our freedom to make the future better than the past. We are a resourceful, ingenious, determined, problem-solving people. We don't settle for less than our character and talents will achieve. We choose our destiny as a nation. We always have, and we always will. This is that moment. We're not just choosing new leaders. We're choosing whether we're to be yesterday's story or tomorrow's. Everything is at stake. This is the hour when we choose our future. I'm Jon Huntsman, and I'm running for President of the United States. Thank you all.